historic centers of Berat and Gjirokastra. Berat and Gjirokastra are inscribed as rare examples of an architectural character typical of the Ottoman period. Located in central Albania, Berat bears witness to the coexistence of various religious and cultural communities down the centuries. It features a castle, locally known as the Kala, most of which was built in the 13th century, although its origins date back to the 4th century BC. The citadel area numbers many Byzantine churches, mainly from the 13th century, as well as several mosques built under the Ottoman era which began in 1417. Gjirokastra, in the Drinos river valley in southern Albania, features a series of outstanding two-story houses which were developed in the 17th century. The town also retains a bazaar, an 18th century mosque and two churches of the same period. These two fortified historic centers are remarkably well preserved, and this is particularly true of their vernacular buildings. They have been continuously inhabited from ancient times down to the present day. Situated in the Balkans, in southern Albania, and close to each other, they bear witness to the wealth and diversity of the urban and architectural heritage of this region. Berat and Gjirokastra bear witness to a way of life which has been influenced over a long period by the traditions of Islam during the Ottoman period, while at the same time incorporating more ancient influences. This way of life has respected Orthodox Christian traditions which have thus been able to continue their spiritual and cultural development, particularly at Berat. Gjirokastra was built by major landowners. Around the ancient 13th century citadel, the town has houses with turrets, the Turkish kule, which are characteristic of the Balkans region. Gjirokastra contains several remarkable examples of houses of this type, which date from the 17th century, but also more elaborate examples dating from the early 19th century. Berat bears witness to a town which was fortified but open, and was over a long period inhabited by craftsmen and merchants. Its urban center reflects a vernacular housing tradition of the Balkans, examples of which date mainly from the late 18th and the 19th centuries. This tradition has been adapted to suit the town's lifestyles, with tiered houses on the slopes, which are predominantly horizontal in layout, and make abundant use of the entering daylight. Together, the two towns of Gjirokastra and Berat bear outstanding testimony to various types of monument and vernacular urban housing during the classical Ottoman period, in continuity with the various medieval cultures which preceded it, and in a state of peaceful coexistence with a large Christian minority, particularly at Berat. The overall integrity of the two towns is satisfactory, although this was adversely affected by illegal constructions in the late 1990s. Authenticity is also satisfactory, but preservation management must be stepped up and carefully enforced, in accordance with the highest international standards. The management plan measures and the recently established coordination authority responsible for implementing the plan should encourage an active policy of preservation and conservation of the property's outstanding universal value, particularly as regards urban construction management and visitor facilities. Berat and Gjirokastra bear outstanding testimony to the diversity of urban societies in the Balkans, and to long-standing ways of life which have today almost vanished. The town planning and housing of Gjirokastra are those of a citadel town built by notable landowners whose interests were directly linked to those of the central power. Berat bears the imprint of a more independent lifestyle, linked to its handicraft and merchant functions.